Yo, what's up, peeps? It's Boxing IQ again. I'm back. Yes, my previous channel, which almost accumulated nearly 1,000 subscribers, unfortunately, due to some issues that are going on, the channel isn't available, present anymore. So, I am, very, very sad that I've lost a lot of content and a lot of my fans, but I'm back now. So, I'm starting to make content again. So, if you guys could just subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. I put in a lot of hard work and effort to get to that stage, and unfortunately, due to some issues, I had to step away from the channel. But I'm back now, and I want to bring you guys the best boxing content. I'm going to try something different. I'm just going to, talk about boxing fighters. Talking about, where we rank some of these fighters and where they should be in the rankings in terms of what they've achieved in their careers, who they fought. There'll be a lot of controversial topics on the channel now. It'll just be a boxing channel like it was before. So if you guys could just smash the subscribe button, I'd really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. So today I want to talk about a very controversial topic, the Lion, Lennox Lewis, arguably one of the best heavyweights of all time. I would say, I think many people would agree with me, definitely the best heavyweight that's ever come out of this country, the UK, even though he has Canadian nationality as well. What I want to talk about is Lennox Lewis, is why I think Lennox is the best heavyweight of all time. I'm going to go into a few different points of why I think Lennox is the best heavyweight of all time. Let me know what you guys think. I think a lot of guys would agree with me. I even saw Max Kellerman saying that Lennox Lewis, if there was a heavyweight tournament, and this was while Roy Jones was on the panel, that if there was a heavyweight tournament of all the heavyweight fighters, that he thinks skill-wise Lennox Lewis would win. Now, there's also Coppinger who said Jack Johnson, but we all know Coppinger has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. Shouldn't really even be on that panel, that Goldilocks, but we'll get back into that after. So, I agree with Max there. I think Max, is a very intellectual person when it comes to boxing. I would personally say that, Lennox is arguably, in my opinion, the best heavyweight of all time, and I'm about to get into that right now. So, first of all, Lennox Lewis is a very, very few fighters that actually has defeated every fight he's fought. Now, we know he got knocked out by McCall, and he lost to Hasim Rahman. He got knocked out by Rahman as well, which both losses he avenged. Second of all, he beat a prime Holyfield. Now, we all know where the real deal Holyfield's ranked as one of the best heavyweights of all time. This man beat a prime Holyfield. We can't just throw that under the rug. This is a guy that beat a prime Mike Tyson, the most ferocious fighter on the planet. He beat a prime Evander Holyfield. And if that wasn't enough to cement him as one of the best, well, let's just talk about the win over Tyson. Obviously, he was a washed Tyson. No credit taken from Lennox. He was older than Tyson at the time. Many people think that Lennox was in his prime. No, Lennox was older, and he beat an older Mike Tyson, which obviously isn't the most outstanding win. Nonetheless, still beat Mike. So we come back to the topic of why I think Lennox is the best. We're talking about the jab. By far, Lennox has probably one of the best jabs of all time when it comes to boxing. We all know he built, he has one of the best jabs, best fundamentals, best IQ when it comes to skill-based boxing. Yes, I'm saying Lennox is by far the complete package when it comes to a boxer. Lennox can box, Lennox has power, Lennox has speed, Lennox has IQ, Lennox has ring intelligence. We can all see that from the fights that we've seen with Holyfield. The fight with Holyfield just shows you that what Lennox Lewis was capable of. If that wasn't enough, then we've seen some other fights that Lennox has been in. The Rahman fight, the way he came back from that, he beat Razor Ruddock as well. These are all strong contenders, and I think honestly, Lennox Lewis, arguably, if we talk about a fight with Muhammad Ali, has a very strong case of beating Muhammad Ali. Now, I'm not saying he'll definitely beat Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is one of the best fighters of all time by far. Very quick. A lot of people say his speed is unmatched for Lennox. But when we're talking about pure boxing ability and pure skill, we have to give Lennox the advantage of that fight. If we just see what he did to Evander Holyfield, we see what he's done to Mike Tyson, we've seen what he's done to some of the top level fighters and completely dismantled them in the ring with the amount of power that he has and his ring IQ. Is it unjustified for me to say that Lennox Lewis could beat Muhammad Ali? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Muhammad Ali is one of the best of all time, and I arguably could say Muhammad Ali will beat Lennox. But I have to agree with Max here that I honestly think that if there was a heavyweight tournament with all the best heavyweights in the world, I honestly think Lennox Lewis would win that tournament. And this is just me being factual. You know, I'm not, you know, being a Lennox fanboy or whatever you guys want to call it. But this is my opinion on why I think the Lion Lennox Lewis is definitely one of the most underrated fighters. I mean, we've seen what he achieved in the Olympics, you know, and just to beat a prime Holyfield in that dominant fashion. You know, he beat Klitschko as well. He's beaten so many great fighters, Razor Ruddock, Tommy Morrison. You know, I can name so many great fighters that, you know, a lot of people struggled against. You know, I mean, prime Holyfield. That's all I have to say, really. And a prime Holyfield, you know, a lot of people would say that, you know, Lennox should have won the first one, which was a draw in the second one. I think he won comfortably as well. But who does that to a dominant heavyweight like Evander Holyfield? Who does that? He's the real deal. So you have to ask yourself, you know, is it really absurd to call Lennox one of the best of all time? Yes, there's Jack Dempsey, there's, you know, tremendous amount of competition, you know, in the heavyweight division. There's Muhammad Ali. We're talking so many great fighters in the heavyweight division, you know, that have stepped in this division that, you know, arguably Mike Tyson as well, one of the best to ever do it. You know, Larry Holmes, George Foreman. But when it comes to fighters, we have to say, guys, Lennox Lewis, you know, has to be the top of all of them. So, you know, that's just my take on why I think the Lion Lennox Lewis is the best. But you guys just let me know what you think, and I'd love to know what you guys think about my opinion on that. But yeah, that's why the Lion Lennox Lewis is the best. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll have a lot more content coming, guys. Peace.